do it.
During lunch, I accidentally dropped a few black beans and they rolled. By the way, I feel like we never say this, but if you have a question, you can send it to MBMBAM. I know what you're thinking. Wow, a very bad nickname for a podcast. Yep. And yes, you are not wrong. MBMBAM at MaximumFun.org. Hey, another thing real quick. Speaking of the bad name of our podcast, a listener pointed out on the YouTube comments, because I was watching our theme song by Montaigne, because my kids love it. They pointed out that My Brother and Me fits exactly with the cadence of the chorus.
My brother and me. Yeah, that's fun. That's good
it's really
stuff.
good. It's fun. Anyway, okay, so I accidentally dropped a few black beans and they rolled under my cubicle into my coworkers that sit straight across from me. This is already a nightmare.
And just, for listeners at home, you might be confused. This didn't happen to Justin. Justin is reading a question from a listener, and it's written in first person, but Justin is merely the conduit.
Yeah. Sometimes I'll just launch right into him, and you think I'm talking about myself, and then at the end, I'm like, Doofus and Dakota or whatever.
Because you know Justin loves beans.
Right. Longtime listeners will remember that Justin exclusively did eat beans for several years. So I could understand the confusion there.
I used to be a bean boy.
I know.
Now I'm not anymore.
No, now you're a bean man.
Too dense. I have never met them. I think they vacuum here on the weekends, but this happened on Monday. And by then, they will be moldy and maybe smell. Should I go pick up the beans when they are away and risk being caught in the act and having to explain? Should I just leave them be?
Leave them being.
There's no way to make this joke land.
Just leave them being.
In an audible sort of format, yeah.
And by the way, we'll do the jokes around here. Thanks. Okay. That's from being there. Smelled that in Minnesota.
I love, by the way, that in this question, at no point is go over there while they're there and explain an option provided.
Hey, bro, Cephas, I dropped some beans over here. Gonna clear you out. 1 sec.
But here's the thing. If you're caught over there and then you say, I'm over here because I dropped some beans and they rolled under your cubicle, that is the most fishy explanation I've ever heard.
That's a weird one. They're definitely going to think you've accidentally dropped your stash, like in Rent, and now they are on the case. Here's what I'm going to say.
If you go over there and say, like, I dropped some beans and they rolled under, sorry about that, that's so wild that there's no way they're going to think you're lying, right?
That's a good point.
Okay.
I'm going to say it's just a couple beans.
That's what fucking Jack and the Beanstalk thought, Griffin. Just a couple beans, and then pretty soon, a giant falls and levels half the city.
But Jack didn't roll the beans accidentally. Like, Jack's mom was like, get these fucking beans out of here, yeet! And then a big beanstalk came out, and then we all know the rest of that story. Everybody got squished and died from it.
But I would like just a side note. And I know this is pretty some Monday morning quarterbacking on the author of Jack and the Beanstalk. When the mysterious stranger said, "Trade me your cow for these magic beans," wouldn't anybody, no matter what level of curiosity they have, anybody would say, "In what way are they magic?"
Yeah, what kind of spell do they contain?
Like, it's not like magic bean is just, like a category of bean. They're like, oh, these are some of those magic beans I've heard. Like, because if the mysterious stranger is like, oh, it'll grow a giant beanstalk that you'll have to climb and then like hide from a man-eating giant. How did I get them, you ask? Don't worry about that. Give me your cow.
Give me that cow right now. Anyway,
it's not a good story.
If I was in the cubicle across from this person and they came over like, hey, couple beanzos did roll under, and I look down there, I would be like, oh, it's fine. It's just a couple beans. If it was 50 beans, and I looked under my desk and there was a small pile of beans under there, I'd be like,
that's amazing, isn't it?
Yeah, you should get those. You need to clean those up. This is where I work.
Think about that. I think about this a lot, right?
You do?
Well, no, it's just this idea of like, one is nothing.
Right.
And a million is a huge thing.
Yes.
So there's some number, there's a fixed number.
Yeah.
Right? Like, if one bean is on the floor, you probably wouldn't even notice.
Yeah.
If 100 beans are in a small pyramid, arranged perfectly, like sitting in your cubicle, that's a huge deal. That's a massive deal. So there's some number in between 1 and 100 beans where it becomes a topic.
Yeah.
Where it becomes something that needs dealt with.
I think I've got it. I think I know the number.
Oh, really?
I know the number.
I absolutely know the number. I think it's 5 beans.
Okay.
Now, what makes you? Okay, wait.
No,
what makes you say that?
Shush. If I look under my desk and
Here's
there's
thesis.
if there's 1 bean under my desk, oh, that's fine. 2 beans, oh, there's a couple beans down here. 3 beans, that's a few beans. 4 beans is like, should I do something about this? Nah, it's just 4 beans. 5 beans is insane. That's way too many beans to have under your desk.
I don't think it's a binary, right? Because I actually think a singular bean in the wild, if I saw just a black bean under my desk, how the fuck did one bean get there?
You wouldn't. Okay, so there's like a feature, not a bug, a feature of the human experience where it's like if something's small and you maybe don't necessarily want to think about it that much, you could filter out a bean.
Yeah.
Yes.
Like you could be like, I don't know. My awareness is not going to engage with that one bean. I can't deal with that.
Oh man, it must be nice not having ADHD, but go on.
Oh, really? I'm sorry.
I see that bean, it's like whole day. What the fuck is that bean doing here? I'm on the hunt.
So that's a bean question. That's one of our many bean questions we do. We like to open things up with a bean segment.
Yeah.